Good morning. Welcome to the Playroom. This is where we actually have, good things. We're able to talk about podcasting. We're able to talk about YouTube. These are things that I want to build out because it's a quick podcast. By the way, listen to the podcast on We Don't Play on all platforms. I really want to tell you more about YouTube and podcasting because many people ask, how do you grow a podcast and YouTube channel? How do you build attention? How do you gain attraction? How do you build engagement? And I'm like, it all starts with you. It all starts with how do you want to express your message? How do you want to impact your people? How do you want to be the light? How do you want to show that things are happening? It builds conversation. It builds trust. So I just feel like this is a moment where things happen and you think about what you want to do. You take time to build that interest for yourself. Because if you don't love your product, if you don't love your mission, if you don't love what you do, chances are you're probably going to get tired because now you're burning fuel instead of having a burning desire. I don't know if that makes sense, but you understand that you have to understand your audience to understand what audience you're serving, so that when you build that attention, you're able to grow, you're able to understand the ABCs, and you can really go down and understand what you're trying to build within this community. So that way, when you say, I want to start this, I want to start that, everybody has a YouTube channel. What are you starting it for? How long are you going to run it for? Are you going to start it and then stop it? Like, YouTube and I have been like really we've been best friends, but like we know what's going on. And it's like, I can see it that when you have something with YouTube, you are literally plugging into the second best search engine right now. There's Pinterest, which is third, and of course Google. So if you listen to the last podcast I had with Erica Johnson, shout out to her. You think about when you put information out there, you have to be intentional with why it's out there and for what reason. Who are you helping? Somebody could be needing that information right now and you're just sitting on it. So I think sharing is caring, and it's not just about monetary, it's more of value added resource. Something that I can tell you today and tomorrow you're doing better. That's what makes me happy. That's what makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing something. So when you have an audience, when you have a podcast, when you have a YouTube channel, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to do? Who are you trying to, people say impress, but who are you trying to educate or entertain? That's a better phrasing. And that way you're able to now say, okay, this is my brand, this is my audience, this is my vibe, this is what I want. And that way you're able to really, really go down and look into everything and say, okay, is this something that we want to do, or is it something that we don't want to do? And then you get to, balance the two and be like, okay, this is the area, this is the vibe, this feels better. Some people are like, oh yeah, I should have started a podcast a long time ago. But I'm like, you could have, but it's like, what do you want to do with your time? What do you want to do with your content? And sometimes you'll be like, okay, I don't have the time to create. Well, everybody has 24 hours. And the most thing is that when you procrastinate, it like slows down your process. And it's happened to me before. So I know how it feels like. So when I speak about these things, I'm talking from experience. And I also know the fact that when I really want to do it like that, it's like, before you know it, something is completed. Fun fact, my website got completed in about, it was done in a night. Like, I was so furious. I was like, my other website was looking trash. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I'll probably bring it out one day. Maybe do some screenshots just to show you how oh man, websites used to look funny. But now I see how it's supposed to feel, look, be, and it's a blessing to see other websites and other people enjoy their vision come to life. Because you think about website like land, if you have the land, you have the domain, you have the property, you have the property, you have the ownership, and then you're able to do what you want to do. But you also have to be careful on what you're doing so that you're not going against what the subject rule is. So you have to be honest, you have to be very patient with yourself, you have to be very clear, and don't do this for personal gain, because if you do, it's not nice at all. So think about how you're building your audience, think about how you're stating the facts, think about how you're building that attraction, and then all of a sudden you start seeing, oh, somebody is needing this. I didn't think somebody wanted that. Oh, is this even possible? You start going crazy because now you're adding salt to the world and the world is adding flavor back to you. So now you're giving them something to think about because you gave them a reason to think about it. So today I want to tell you guys about podcasting, YouTube. How does this go around? How do you build an audience? How do you entertain the people around you? How do you say, this is what I want to do? This is how I want to, put people in. And when you think about YouTube, when you think about podcasting, you think about all the possible things that could happen when you're now saying, this is a nice platform. This is a nice place to be. And you just want to be part of it. And you just want to be like, damn, I wish I knew this earlier. But now I'm like, oh man, this is a whole different world now. So when you start taking advantage of understanding how technology is changing, we're evolving, we're getting better with our knowledge, we're knowing where to, be factual about things, where to question things. All of a sudden, you now start seeing that, oh, people are actually in need of information that you can help with. So, whether it's entertainment, sports, food, how to eat, literally, like, you got to know where to start and think about all these things, because some people will be like, oh, I never thought of that, So word of mouth is really powerful. You don't know who you're impacting, you don't know who you're talking to, you don't know who needs it, you don't know who's asking, and you definitely do not know who the person is. So just have that faith, do what you got to do, be yourself, and then speak out, and then really, really go down and ask yourself, is this what I really, really want to do? Or is this what I really feel like everybody else is doing and I should just do it? Nah, don't do that. You're wasting your time, your energy, your resources, and most definitely you're not getting those back. And that's sad. So don't even start. Think about a year from now, a month from now, tomorrow, the next hour. What are you doing? Like, are you taking this information and be like, yeah, that's what he said, that's what she said, but okay, I'll do it next week. Then next week comes, something else happens. Before you know it, 52 weeks have passed and it's a new year. And you're like, thank God it's a new year. This is going to be my year. And then what? You go back to reset. You can't do that, bro. You can't do that, sis. It's like, you just have to be honest with yourself. I'm really getting to understand people and talk to them, and I love the fact that I'm able to help. When you help somebody, it goes a long way. Like relationships, yeah, those things I treasure really much, because you never know how this person will need your help to get to the next point that somebody else could help them with. And it's a beautiful world when you give back and you're able to feel empty, that you don't have anything lacking. You don't have, like, oh, this is all I have, all the talent I have. You got to spread that talent. You got to impact people. So whatever however good you are, yeah, start an Anchor FM podcast. Go to anchor.fm, start a podcast, start rocking it. And eventually you're going to be like, whoa, this is actually happening. I'm able to talk to ABC people. And then you now ask yourself, how do I get these people to talk back to me? You're like, damn, these people are all over the world. But you can definitely get them to talk to you. How you're able to do that is build the funnel, build the social media appeal, build the storyline, build your content, period. Like, know exactly what your unique value proposition is. And for people who don't know what that is, unique value, let me start with unique. Unique is, what are you bringing that's different? What are you bringing that's different? And when something is different, something is definitely taking place. So that's how you start to say, okay, I'm going to be doing this differently because I know people are going to like this more, or people are going to stay here for 5 more minutes and I can be able to get X back. You know, you don't want to figure out the numbers. You want to figure out the impact. Think about convenience. Think about consistency. Think about quality. Those are things that people don't think about, and then you want to like rip them out without having to think about them first. So build that, grow that platform, start somewhere, So I'll definitely say, if you want to start a YouTube, you guys should read my article on how to start a podcast on YouTube. There's some crazy amount of steps you guys could, literally take over this month. Like, I don't think there are websites like this that people really talk about. And I'm like, wow, nobody really knows this stuff. And I'm like, I really want to show you guys that it's possible, So go right down there to the article in the newsfeed, playinc.online/newsfeed, and get all the articles, get all the stories. Amazing people, amazing stories, amazing things going on. Also, shout out to JP, shout out to John Patrick. He's dropping crazy tracks off the new mixtape, Adolescence. Just check the episodes we've done before. Amazing content, guys. You guys would really, really love what's going on. It's beautiful. So, see what everybody's bringing uniquely to the table. So be unique, offer value. When you think about value, you think about the price. You think about, how much do I have to spend on this thing? How much do I have to be here? How much time do I have to really, do this to make this actually happen? Because sometimes if you do it halfway, it's not the right way. It's always the wrong way, because you don't want to hit. Woo! Oh, I just thought about it. You don't want to eat a cake halfway done. That's the most terrible. Let me not even go deep. You already know the picture. So bring value, finish your product, make sure it's looking good. Then proposition is, where does it sit? Where does it stand? Where does it be present at? Where does it sit on? What does it really do when you see it? What happens to you when you feel that emotion? Is there even an emotion in the first place? So you got to understand those things and then bring those things out. And eventually you'll be like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to say. And before you know it, everybody's in. Everybody's doing some crazy stuff. So when you think about your unique value proposition, find your target market. Go to places like homefacts.com. An amazing woman told me about this when I was moving state to state. And I was like, I'm just learning, I'm growing. And it feels good to really build knowledge when you don't know places, because when you're more knowledgeable about something, you do better. So I learned, and I was like, wow, this is a dope place to really understand the area, the value, the weather, just check it out. And then you get to see things and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I should move here because my kids, would have a better school life on this side of town than this side of town because of probably 5% difference. There's so many things you got to think about. So these are things that you don't really know, but when you know, you're like, okay, people who live here, what do they do? Where do they go to eat? Where do they go to the shop? What is their lifestyle? You're literally looking at a whole person. You're not looking at a thing. People focus on the product, and when you focus on the product, you forget the people. Does that make sense? When you forget the product, actually, when you let me say it like this. when you focus on the product, you forget the people. And when you forget the people, you're by yourself. So focus on the product, but don't forget the people. When you don't forget the people, the product comes to you because you can be able to use that product as a tangible resource to add value. That's it. Whatever it is, literally. So be that person that can build that trust, that attention, that consistency, that quality, and definitely offer content and share stuff that you can say, okay, this is proven value from ABC, because now somebody can relate to this topic because they've seen somebody talk about ABC, you know? So think about that. Think about Anchor. Anchor.fm is a really great spot to be on. Everyone's like, how did you get on a podcast, Favor? Literally, and shout out to my homie in the UK. He just told me, like, yo, have you heard about this podcasting feature called Anchor? And I was like, no. I was like, try it. And I was like, I don't know, man. But in my head, I've always wanted to do internet radio. I don't know if you guys ever knew that, but yeah, another fun fact for you today. It's crazy because I've always wanted to be on radio. First of all, my first radio appearance was February 26, 2012 on the Homeboys radio show in Nairobi, Kenya. And that was a great time on Monique Kabuye's show. And it was like, I'm in this. This is happening. I'm on radio? On what? I was like, nah, I got to keep doing this. And it feels so good now that I can do it like this and really do it. Like, y'all are listening. I appreciate you. Like, you guys really are here. And one day, yeah, we're going to really grow. I don't know. This podcast thing is going to take a different turn. So, yeah, we're slowly, getting into season 3. So you guys should really, take heed to season 1 and this season, because a lot of great stuff are happening. And I'm just also here in between, because if you look at the whole playlist for this particular series, because we finish at 100 and then it's gonna go into something else, I'm not gonna tell you guys right now, but yeah, this whole section, the 50s section, is like the mid section. So I brought a lot of different people to really, really go deep into the topic and give you guys some insight on, what the business is doing right now. And if you listen to each and every one of this podcast, you guys will definitely gain some information that you can use for your benefits. It's great. It's great. So, yeah, understand your unique value proposition, understand your market, understand what you're doing, read a lot, be in the know-how. Like Erica said, learn from the 10X rule, read Think and Grow Rich, read books that you can be able to grow with. And then from there, you're able to say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to push the module. And then before you know it, you're taking flight. So I would say the last thing too is use Uber Suggest. You know why? Ubersuggest.com is like the fun part where you actually understand what you're trying to talk about. Knowing that, okay, if I see how to bake a cake is giving me a score of 39 and baking cakes is giving me a score of 30, then I know that I'm going to use baking cakes because 1, it's shorter, 2, the SEO difficulty is lower, and 3, you don't really have any problem now because you have an audience looking for this with a volume of, let's say, 1,000 to 100,000, or let's say 100,000 to 1 million, and you're like, okay, people are really searching for this on Pinterest, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Use hashtags. Don't use hashtags everywhere. Hashtags don't work all the time, but I think hashtags really do play a role when you do use the right one for the right thing on the right spot. So don't use 30 hashtags and blast your image it's just not gonna work. The best thing is find your top 7 to 12, use them, rotate them, find the ones that are within the 1K to 100K, use $80.com. That's gonna save you a lot of time. Find your best options, comment, engage, reach out to people. People are gonna follow you when you actually offer value. So anytime you post something 15-20 minutes before, engage, post, then engage. When you do that, engage, post, engage, that's EPE. Trust me, within 30 days, if you have somebody that's doing that, you're gonna be on your feet, dog. It's gonna be crazy. So just understand what you're trying to do, offer that value. Don't always promote. I'm on sale. Be that person that can be like, yeah, this is what I want to do, so this is how it's gonna go. And then eventually Ubersuggest will give you keywords, they'll give you suggestions, they'll give you questions, you can answer those questions, and then grow with it. I would say, guys, use answerthepublic.com too. Yeah, so there's a lot of things I'm just giving you guys as gems to read. Read on the article with playinc.online/newsfeed and learn the recent article on how to start a podcast on YouTube, because now you are taking charge of your time and you're saying, okay, I'm going to be on StreamYard, but before I'm on StreamYard, I'm going to go through Ubersuggest. I'm going to know what I'm going to spell, what I'm going to do with my blog, my article that I can put together, and then maybe descript it with descript.com and then give it back. And then you're able to now phrase that into a whole blog podcast. And then voila, you're literally now doing what you're saying on paper, but now it's in form of an article. Like, what are you doing, bro? There's so much you can do right now that you can take advantage, build that audience. Then before you know it, now you have control of what you're saying, period. So that's what I would say for now. Understand your audience, start a podcast on YouTube, be the person of influence, understand why you want to do this, and then before you know it, you're just gonna grow, and you never know what's gonna happen. So just take your time, be wise, be there, and eventually everything is just going to grow. So, that's the whole point of the conversation, is just to keep you in the loop, and everything's just going to be, working just perfectly if you do the right thing. And then go to the different, yes, I was going to say this. When you go to the recent article, make sure you check each and every one of those links, because they're going to help you uncover something that you probably were thinking about before. Oh, is it email? Is it social media? Is it how to post, how to schedule, how to do a story, how to know where your audience is, how to scan, how to, all this good stuff, how to get leads. When you get leads, bro, that's when you start winning. Because leads, when you send somebody an article about something that they want to know about, and you send them to your website, and on your website you have links that take them to purchases or deals or information or features, things that you want to let them know. Now you're building trust. Now you're building a communication strategy, and it takes time. Most people be like, damn, nobody's saying anything. You're just not finding out what they're looking for. So you just have to be intentional with what you're doing, and eventually it's just going to come to you. So with that being said, go check out the recent article. If you want to rate this podcast, also do ratethispodcast.com/we don't play. And I'm looking forward to actually talking to you guys. I'm very, very much on a level now that's going to really probably keep me on the podcast almost every day now. So yeah, I'm going to be here for a while now, guys. So looking forward to speaking with you guys. And also, I know you're wondering, damn, you only did one track of your recent mixtape, EP, Road to Universal 2. Guys, that was kind of low-key on purpose. I'm sorry. But you guys are going to get a lot of that information running down probably this week. All the rest of the tracks are going to be out there. You guys are going to know exactly what these tracks are about. And then we can start playing some good vibes, because each of this stuff, especially on Colorful Sounds 2, ooh, that's the one you guys have to really go back on before you even get on this one. But whichever one comes first, you guys enjoy the ride, and keep up, because there's gonna be a lot of information and music coming your way. So yeah, and also join the mailing list so that you can also get more information about what we do. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you. Take care, be safe, don't be late, and also stay up. God bless each and every one of you. Take a good night, sleep, relax, enjoy your day. It's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, by the way. That's why I also came in the middle of this full-on 1 hour podcast. And you're like, damn, bro, you ain't got no 5 minutes? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to come back, give you guys a little 30 minutes segue, and say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of We Don't Play, because you guys are really, really kicking it. You guys are really in the mix. I'm really enjoying. Exactly. It sounds like that. Ugh. Sorry, guys. That was some really bad echo. But it's like now you can see that there's a way that you want to be on a platform that helps you grow. People won't say thank you every time you say something, but the moment you start to really say it and it happens for them, they'll be like, damn, what else does he want to talk about that I can probably take advantage of? Which is, of course, the thing, but most importantly, what are you doing with that information? Yeah. So I'll leave with that, and you guys enjoy your turkey, enjoy family time, stay social distancing, stay healthy. You guys should try some amazing drink. I've been drinking it for some days now. I actually gotta go get this drink now. When you mix apple cider vinegar with honey, lemon, cinnamon, sugar, mix that up, and you're gonna feel really good. Your body is gonna feel really light. Yeah, but don't put too much apple cider vinegar. Just put a little drop, like a teaspoon. But yeah, it's really gonna go a long way when you see the effect on your body, your mind. And yeah, just stay healthy, guys. I'm just trying to give you guys little tips here and there before I dip. So yeah, enjoy yourselves. It's about to hit the 30-minute mark, but I just want to say God bless you. Stay safe. Be wise. Don't do too much. Just stay calm. Relax. Everything's going to come to you. Just be yourself. And I just feel like sometimes you just have to be intentional with what you want to do so that you can make an impact and be helpful. You don't have to always be right, but at the same time, you have to be smart. And when you're smart, you make smart decisions, and you're able to help yourself save a lot of drama in the long run. When you save yourself a lot of drama, you can save yourself a lot of drama and add yourself time and, do something more constructive with it. So I'll leave at that. God bless you guys. Stay safe. Be wise. Check out playinc.online. That's what we do. Boo. All right. Take it easy. Bye-bye.